Hi, it's Ken. This is the behind the scenes of this weird idea I had for the bride to gift a card to the lucky girl who catches her wedding bouquet. Let's first take a look at the cover. My goal for this card has always been clean and simple, elegant and sophisticated. I originally imagined a whole bouquet in white on the cover, but quickly found out with the size of Alt News craft of flowers, I could barely fit in two. I found this modern font I like and printed it out in dark gray. Then I used Waffle Flower's A2 size pierce frame to cut it out. Next, I masked off the word, used a new stencil called Foil Leaf, and applied shimmering paste and white pearl over it. The effect is subtle, but very pretty. I decided only the leaves would be colored so the white flowers would pop. It took me a while to decide how to arrange the bouquet, and then I used dimensional foam tape to tack it all down. Onto the inside of the card where the bride throws her miniature version of the bouquet. The bride is made out of Karen's paper people, except I just made the front of the face into the back of the head, cut off the arms and switched them to opposite sides raised up. God, this sounds horrible. Um, and the dress is what I remembered my friend wearing at her reception, a Vera Wang with the train bustled up and the veil in the back that I cut out of vellum. On the other side is a message I came up with and also cut out using the pierced border. I drew this bouquet by looking at the cover I had created and imagined it in full and in color. But most importantly, the mechanism used are two Katherine Label pop-ups. I will link to Karen's tutorial in the description. You will see that the mechanism is used as is on the bottom, but the top one has adjustments made to it. You can easily use them as intended, just mirroring one another, and that would work out well. But I wanted to feel like the bouquet is being thrown backward, so I wanted it to tilt this way. As you can see, it is extended backward. My solution was to add this piece to the mechanism, letting it slide and shift backwards towards the people catching the bouquet. So here we go. Basically, you're going to cut out two of the Katherine labels, and they're going to be mirror images of each other. This is usually the front. The way it goes, you just fold the triangle, and then you have a box that you fold. But we're not going to, not for the top one, because we're going to modify it later. Now the bottom one will be completely reversed from how it's usually folded, but with the box, and the box will be used exactly the regular way. This is where the bride figure would be attached to, and when the card opens, this mechanism will move downwards. So basically, after this is glued together, it's put into the card. I used an A2 size card, by the way, and I measured 2.5 inches from the bottom up and made a mark. Then I made a mark 1.5 inches from the top down. When the mechanism is folded, the point of the triangle goes to those marks. We're going to modify the top Katherine label. Karen taught this in one of her design challenge cards. I'll link to that as well because that's what we're going to do for the most part. Basically at the top you have this fold with the tab and you just cut it off because it will be glued back in as a stabilizer for the mechanism. You also don't need this long part, just cut it off. Now we're going to glue the little folded piece to anchor the long side of the mechanism. Basically it forms a bracket. Let's see. Is this where it goes? Feels a little weird. I think I'm getting turned around. Wait. Sorry, the bracket's in the wrong place. I got turned around. The bracket actually goes over here. With the triangle at the mark, the bracket over there, that would hold the label together. So now with both of them glued on, you will need to extend them by another inch. So cut 2 strips that's 3/4 wide and 1.5 inches long. You would glue the extensions by overlapping 1/2 inch. Now, if I had kept the way it was and as a box on top, the bouquet would go there and the two would still move in opposite directions when the card opens. But I had to make it more difficult and insist on the tilt, however minuscule it is. So take a close look at this piece. It has one tab about 1.5 inches in the center sticking up. That's for the bouquet. And on the two sides, now going down for about 2.5 inches, are 2 strips that slide between the card and the bottom label. You'll also need to cut a small L-shaped hinge about 2 inches long to glue this piece to the bottom edge of the upper label. It's stuck in behind. Like I said, the point of this odd looking middle finger shaped piece tilts the bouquet to behind the bride. The 2 strips sliding dragging between the bottom label creates friction along with the hinge to tilt the bouquet. All in all, this is an experiment. Like I said, just use the label as if you don't care about the backward tilt. I was trying to challenge myself, but it might be more trouble than it's worth. So there you have it, a special card for the lucky girl who caught the wedding bouquet. Thank you.